Turning now to the trial of three white men charged in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, a black man in Georgia. This afternoon, a jury found all three men guilty of felony murder.
Malice murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. The defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. Count 4, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, William R. Bryan, guilty.
Those the verdicts being read in court today. Dozens of Arbery's supporters stood outside the courthouse as that verdict was read, and they cheered as Arbery's parents left court, walking hand in hand with civil rights activists. Gregory McMichael, his son Travis, and their neighbor William Bryan chased Arbery as he jogged in Brunswick, Georgia last year. Travis McMichael claimed he was defending himself when he shot and killed Arbery. The men said they tried to make a citizen's arrest because they believed Arbery was a burglar. They are now in jail awaiting sentencing. NBC10 legal analyst Enrique Latoison is joining us now. And Enrique, in this case, the defense relied on that self-defense theory. Why do you think that wasn't successful?
Well, the prosecution in this case did a really good job in laying out the case. And one of the things that they pointed out was that these defendants were the aggressors. They're the ones that started this situation. They chased Mr. Arbery for over 5 minutes with 2 vehicles. And sometimes you can find out a lot by the lesser charge. And one of the lesser charges they were found guilty of was false imprisonment. That means the jury determined that Mr. Arbery was trapped and he was not free to move freely. He was being falsely imprisoned. Now, when that took place, and then they confronted him after he was running for 5 minutes, and then this interaction occurred, they couldn't then just say, you know what, self-defense. You know, I was in fear. We believed that we were trying to stop him from doing something. There was no evidence of a crime. They couldn't articulate during the testimony there was any crime that was taking place, and basically just tried to rely on that theory of self-defense, and the jury did not agree with that.
And Enrique, just within a week, we were talking to you after the jury in Kenosha, Wisconsin found that Kyle Rittenhouse was not guilty on all of the charges in the shooting deaths of 2 men and the wounding of that 3rd man there. Then today, guilty verdicts for 3 men in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. These were both self-defense cases. Why do you think the different verdicts here?
Well, I will tell you what here. You know, you look at both of these cases, I believe the jury got it right on both of these cases. And it's a good time for the public to see what self-defense is and how 2 different ways with 2 different verdicts. And one case where you have the Rittenhouse case, you have a case where clearly the evidence that was shown was that they were the aggressors. The individuals that lost their lives were the aggressors. They were coming after Mr. Rittenhouse. And he had a right underneath that law in that state to use the self-defense to defend himself. Now, when you look at the other case, what took place today with these guilty verdicts, you can see from the evidence that the defendants were the aggressors. They were the ones that were chasing Mr. Arbery, who was simply jogging down the street, and then trapped him and then tried to claim self-defense. So you can see 2 different cases here, 2 very high-profile cases, but you can see when one worked and one did not.
Enrique Latoison, we appreciate your insights once again tonight. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.